Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. And actually, it's Mike Brenner. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the MLB Odds Couple show for July 15th, Friday. The second half is starting. Mike Brenner, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, Pete. I've got nothing. I can do nothing but go up. Hey, listen, did you have a nice little break, or did you even take a break?
I took so little of a break. I don't even remember if I took the break or not. But let's.
You're just a machine. I got a feeling. I think you're just a damn machine.
Yeah,
or something.
I am kind of a machine.
Like
only for sports.
Pete-nator.
I'll tell you what. When I first started to get into sports, I'll tell you very quick.
Yeah.
When I first started getting into sports betting like 15, 20 years ago, I started to do it, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to be good at this because very few other people are insane enough to be able to do this day in and day out and not go crazy. I was like, I knew that.
The mold.
Yeah. All right. So the second half is starting. Let's now ups and downs of baseball. Let's throw the record up. Ups and downs, ups and downs. I wound up almost exactly even in the first half. I'm up 0.3 of a unit. Mike Brenner, your record in the first half minus 23.5 units.
Whoa. Minus 23 and a half?
And a half. Actually,
Okay.
minus 23.4.
I thought it was just 23.
23.4 units.
Yeah,
Mike
that's
Brenner,
I got some work to do. And
you also, a little bit in your defense, you take a lot of risks. There's high volatility. When you win, you win a lot. When you lose a lot. So, it's not like that's just like a slow and steady. You got ups and downs. So if you have a bunch of ups very soon, you could wipe out, 15 of those units in a week. Easy.
Yeah, I know. And I know I could feel it coming back. But Pistol Pete, it's like anything else. I don't gloat when I win, and I damn sure I own it when I lose. And baseball is just not my biggest strength. But guess what? I'm figuring it out. I'm finding my way. I'm going to come out on top, Pistol Pete.
Some people do certain things better than others. And I'll tell you what, in my experience in baseball, I always start out the second half very, very slow, very, very quiet. I do that in all sports,
really?
Definitely in NBA
the
as
second
well.
halves?
No. I'm sorry.
Oh,
second half of the season.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
In the NBA as well, but in baseball for sure, you have to catch that wave with these teams.
No doubt.
And the first few games in the second halves of the season, I take it. Just slowly and cautiously, and in the middle of the season, I should go with my leans. In the first few games of the second half, I'm probably better off.
Well, there's no holding back this second half, Pistol Pete. Get them balls going and let's do it. For me, I got some work to do because I own it, and viewers, I'm going to straighten it out.
All right, so let's get into it. The first game that's interesting to me, I did bet it. I'm not going to give it here, but we got Texas and the Cubs. Both of these teams were awesome in the first part of the season, and then at the end of the first half, tailed off.
Yeah, they both had big, huge leads. They still got decent leads, but they really had some cushion there for a minute.
But I'm saying, in terms of their return for bettors, the last few weeks, they were great fades, and now they're playing each other. Texas is a big underdog. Yeah. I took a shot with Texas, and I would definitely be leaning Texas second half, but Hendricks can definitely deal for the Cubs, and the question is,
especially at home.
Yeah, how much of the Cubs' struggles at the end of the first half was due to just sort of like mental fatigue, and how much of it was fundamental that's going to continue here? What do you think?
Yeah, well, it's a game I'm staying off of, Pete. On a lean, I would think Chicago, but I think it's just too high of a money line, and run lines, they just haven't proven themselves to be worthy of covering them on a steady basis. They'll probably get the win. I think they got the advantage today, but I'm just staying the hell off it because I can't figure this team out. And plus, Texas Rangers, they're one of the elite teams, and I look for them to heat it up in the second half as well. Sure. But I don't think Chicago, Pete, I think they're going to really pick up some speed. I'm just going to watch it for a game or two.
I mean, unless their stars are injured, if their stars are relatively healthy, those are some massive bats in that lineup, right?
And there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's going to start heating up at some point.
Yeah, Joe Madden, he'll get him playing.
Then there was one bet that I made on the overnight. I guess I'll give it here.
That's all you made was one bet on the overnight?
I made about 3 or 4, but I made this one. I bet the under in Mets-Philly. Now, Bartolo Colon is starting for the Mets, and that guy is just what an impressive, inspiring human being.
It just keeps going.
I mean, if I was that old and that fat, I couldn't even get out of bed.
I was going to say, to look at the guy, you'd think there's no way he's towing the rubber on the mound.
There's no way he's even fixing the furnace or something.
Yeah, let alone hitting a home run this year.
But unbelievable. And then the other side, you have Hellickson, who's been quietly serviceable. And both of these lineups, Philly
rested too.
Yeah,
he's rested.
And the bullpen's rested. Philly does have their lineup picked it up at the end of the second half. But 9 is a high total here. I bet it. All right, fine. I'll give it. The line I'll take is
pull that trigger, Pistol.
9 minus 109 at Pinnacle.
Yeah.
Under. All right. Either of those guys could get crushed, but I'll take it 9 under minus 109.
Well, if I could just weigh in on that, I think that's a good shot because you got two pitchers that are very well rested. So if anything, I think that'll be the strength today rather than the bats because neither of those two light it up tremendously. So
I'm telling you though, be very careful when you see two guys like that, not great arms who had good first halves. Be careful, especially in the beginning of the second half. I could see those. Now I'm sorry to.
But you're telling me to be careful, and you're the one that took the damn bet.
I'll take it. Under 9 minus 109. All right, Mike Brenner. What else do you have for us?
Okay. Well, let's see, Pistol Pete. I'm going to open it up. I'm going with a full game money line with Boston. Now, Steven Stephen Wright was I heard there was a pitch and change. He was going to be Rodriguez.
I'm seeing Wright listed.
Okay, Wright is listed. Yep, I'm going with him. What's the full game money line, Pistol?
Full game money line. The best line we can give you. Oh, it's kind of is that the Greek plus 130.
Okay, plus 130. I like it. I just think Ortiz, Bogarts, Bradley, Betts, and Pedroia, they're clicking right now. Those guys really showed up in the All-Star break. 4 of them did.
Yeah.
And Pineda, he has his struggles. And even though I just think right now the Yankees are really going to feel the age the second half. I mean, 193 is what Texera batted for the first half of the season.
Yeah.
A-Rod's done. He's got nothing left in the tank. Boston's too much. They're going to start cranking it up. Big Papi ain't going to retire either. Watch that one turn back around.
I'll tell you what, I like it. I didn't handicap that game because there was no overnight line, but then when I saw it here on SBR Odds, I saw Wright starting and I saw the line. I was like,
I got to pull a song out from your record. Don't tell me, bro. I'm cold as ice.
No, I'm not telling you, but I'm agreeing with you. I'm definitely agreeing with you.
Yeah, I'm going with that. Full game money line. Go Boston.
All right, and then, I'll give another one that's just like a standard second half play. Baltimore at Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay ended the first half really, really slumping. They are getting Kiermaier back. I think he might be back as soon as tonight. Not sure if he's going to be in the lineup, but so Tampa Bay is one of these teams that I'd be very careful. Classic team that might start off the second half very differently from how they
did you drive by their house yesterday? You didn't see that for sale sign out front?
Tampa Bay,
Pistol Pete, they're going to sell everything.
Right,
I'm not kidding you. Kiermaier's probably going to be on the block. This is unlike other years. They would have pushed right before All-Star break, and then they gave themselves a chance in the second half.
Yeah.
But that collapse before All-Star break, this team's going to be a seller.
Yeah, but in general, I mean, you're absolutely right.
Fade them, though. I'm fading them. I'm not going to talk you off that ledge.
On the second half, the line isn't out yet, but it should be about Baltimore minus 120, minus 125 or
good
so.
Team.
And I like Baltimore. It is sort of continuing the way my feelings were in the first half. I like Baltimore fading Tampa Bay. I'll take them on the second half here. Baltimore about minus 125 is what it should be. What else, Dan Forrest, Mike?
All right, here, bud. Here we're gonna pull the trigger on this one. Bumgarner, he just keeps getting better and better and better. All right, I like it. Cashner's on the mound. Last Friday, Cashner got ripped. 8 runs, 8 hits, and 3 walks in 2 2/3 innings. It's in that kid's head mentally, and that team has really been slacking on the bats. Matt Kemp went into a slump. I like San Francisco to pick it up. I know Hunter Pence is still out, but San Diego is decimated with injuries. They're still hammered by injuries.
Bumgarner is so impressive.
He really is. What's the first half run line, Pistol Pete?
First half run line. Actually,
talk to me now. Come on, line shopper.
Okay. Here we go. We can give you at DSI minus 140.
Okay, and I think that's a valuable call. Bumgarner's going to come out on fire. And how about the full game run line, Pistol?
Full game run line for San Francisco. Best line we can give you at Pinnacle minus 114.
I'm taking it. He's liable to throw a shutout today. He probably will, I think. And he's going to go deep.
What about the fact that he almost had a no-hitter in his last start and didn't get it and was a little bit annoyed? Maybe he'll come back and
he's the guy that fires him up. He's the guy that takes him to the next level. He doesn't pull a Cam Newton.
I'll tell you what. It's a big favorite line, but I did bet the under on this one.
Okay.
I took the under 7.5, which is a little bit surprising.
Oh God,
all right,
7.5. Yeah. Pete Cashner, 8 runs, 3.
I know.
I know.
He got shelled in his last start.
But you're right. He got some rest now, and he's got some rest. We got to look at that.
And maybe just the San Diego team total under, just a no-brainer.
Sure.
Good play there. All right, let's see. Do you have anything else for us?
I do. I like one specifically because when this guy loses on the road and gets hammered, he comes home. Now, whether it's got anything to do with Kate Upton or not, I don't know. But Verlander is going to tighten up. All right, and today he's going to tighten up. Kinsler's hot. This team has got to make a push right now. The manager knows it because he's on the hot seat. All right, Kansas City, Kennedy's been giving up a lot of long balls. I think 6 straight games.
A lot of strikeouts, but he has been giving up runs.
Exactly. So what's the full game money line with Detroit?
Full game money line with Detroit. Best line we can give you here at SBRodds.com. Pinnacle minus 137.
I got to go with it. I just think their bats are too much for Kansas City. Hosmer, great All-Star appearance, but it's Detroit. They're going to wrap it up today.
Yeah, both of these teams, I'm kind of like down on both KC and Detroit right now, but I was definitely leaning towards Detroit.
Do you agree though? He tends to bounce back sharp at home because he got pelted.
Verlander,
he got pelted 2 out of his last 4.
I agree that I'm slightly higher on him here than Kennedy,
and he's rested too. This extra couple days rest from All-Star break's huge on today's card.
Absolutely. All right, now one other I'm going to give you. Okay, and it's you know how like every time I pick a Mets game, I'm on the wrong side. Every time I pick a Doug Fister game, I'm on the right side.
Ooh, Majorca Doug.
He's been, and that's both fading and tailing. So I'm on the right side. Yep, and you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna take it again today, and I'm going to Fade
Ah,
Doug
figure,
Fister.
fade
Fade Doug
Fister.
Fister. Although it's not it's also just that I like Paxton. I like the Seattle
Yeah.
lineup against righties. I'm going to take
Seattle.
a shot with Seattle on the first 5 innings. I'm seeing minus 130, but I'm going to take the pinnacle opener on this one. Probably be about 130 or so.
Sure.
And then I'm also tempted to take them on the full game line, but Houston's a team I don't really like to fade. So,
No, right now, buddy, I'm
they're
telling you,
real
be
good,
careful.
Real good. Yeah, I want to keep us to a fade of Fister
I really think
only.
that team's going to be one team to watch the second half,
definitely.
and I think Dallas Keuchel figured it out. I really do. I think something happened. He figured it out. Look out for that team.
Yeah,
but
for
you
sure.
got some big balls play, Pistol
Yeah,
Pete.
it is. But I'm taking Seattle on the first 5 innings.
Okay.
Should be about minus 130. And we also have Jordan Sharp coming in.
Hey, I got another pick.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying,
okay.
but he's going to be coming in for props very soon. What else do you have for us?
Okay, I love this one. Washington, Strasburg. He ended up skipping the All-Star game because he wanted some extra rest, but his last game out was a gem. He absolutely fired a gem. All right, Liriano, he's got his ups and downs. Pittsburgh definitely started cranking it up, heating it up. McCutchen himself, 6 for 12, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs in the last 3 games, but it's not enough. He is going to shut him down today, Strasburg, and that lineup. First half run line, Pistol Pete, talk to me.
First half run line for Washington. We can give you minus 140.
I love it. All right, how about the full game run line?
Full game run line for Washington here at SBR Odds. Oh, interesting. See, this is why line shopping is so important. I'm looking here. Most of it is plus 105. Then you got a couple plus 110s, but at Pinnacle, plus 114.
Wow.
That's a bunch of cents right there that you just.
And here's something else I want to show the viewers. All right, that first half run line, minus 140, is exactly what the first half run line was for San Francisco and Bumgarner. Full game run line, all right, is plus 114. Guess what? It's minus 114 with Bumgarner. So people just assume sometime in their heads, oh, that would be the same.
Well, that's because San Francisco's on the road and Washington's at home.
Of course, but I'm just showing this. It's also the importance of paying attention to the lines.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And line shopping.
Lines are essential. When
all right, Pistol, that's all mine.
All right, is that it for you? All right,
That's
so
it,
before we get to Jordan Sharp, let's review your picks, give a quick plug, and then we'll go to Jordan Sharp.
You got it. I'm going with Washington today. Strasburg on the mound, first half run line and the full game run line. Going with Boston. All right, Big Poppy's going to knock one out of the park today. Full game money line plus 130. San Francisco, first half run line and the full game run line. Bumgarner on the mound. And to top it off today, Pistol Pete, Verlander coming back strong. Full game money line minus 137. Brenner's going to straighten it out, and it's about damn time.
All right, now let me think if I want to give anything extra. And while I'm thinking, let's do our class thing where I think while you plug.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not even a plug. All right, you guys got to check it out. OCDpicks.com. Pistol Pete and I got our own website, and we're putting on Canadian football. I knocked another one down last night, by the way. WNBA, and as we get into college, we're going to just have all our picks loaded up there. And also make sure you're doing some serious line shopping, all right, at SBRodds.com.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking about.
Oh, that's dangerous when you're thinking.
Yeah, it is. Cincinnati on the first half. DeSclafani against Garza.
Where's he from again?
He's from Freehold, New Jersey. Garza is a guy who I'm generally looking to fade. DeSclafani, very impressive.
He's done very well for you this year.
The problem is just
first half, right?
I don't like taking Cincinnati as a big favorite, though. They're just not a good team.
No, they're not. And Jay Bruce is, he wants to be traded so bad he can't wait to get out of there. But DeSclafani, I like that guy.
If you gave me at minus 110, I'd take it. But at minus 140,
you know what, Pete? Lay off.
Yeah, I'm going to lay off it. All right, thanks for the advice, Mike.
You got it, buddy.
All right, so I'm just going to be on
Let's bring in the big man.
The Mets under, Baltimore second half, Seattle first half. Jordan Sharp, you just heard our rants and spiels for about 10 minutes. What do you have to say about anything we just said?
A couple that you guys touched on that I had one I had to agree with, one I had to disagree with. Both of these AL East games, let's start Baltimore. Pete, you like Baltimore in the second half, correct?
Yeah.
Did I hear that correctly? Okay, because I don't trust Giovanni Gallardo as about
as
far as
not at all.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought I heard you correctly on that. Just wanted to clarify that. So I didn't. So you were taking Baltimore in the game. I was about to throw you some ultimate shade here in just a second. But no. We're gonna back off that for just a second. But Boston tonight, Stephen Wright. I was thinking that too. I saw that line. I'm like, man, Stephen Wright's primed for a bounce back too. But he's gotten shelled his last 2 outings. So I'm hoping that extra All-Star break rest, kind of helps him out. Maybe got the knuckleball back to moving in crazy directions. Maybe not just straight down Broadway down the middle of the plate like he has in the last couple of games. So those are the two that I think I highlighted. But one big prop that we have to talk about tonight, guys, and I think it stems back from our Bartolo Colon discussions here. If we place Bartolo Colon in the middle of Manhattan with a hot dog cart and nondescript clothing, how many people recognize him as Bartolo Colon? Give me like an over/under, like 50% of his customers.
Well, in the middle of New York, a lot of people would.
But they're still, I guarantee you, though, guess what? He may be a hero, but if he don't have that pinstripe jersey on, the New York Mets jersey, they wouldn't recognize him.
He's fat as hell.
He looks like a hot dog vendor.
How did he get that
Jesus
fat?
Christ, how's he throw 80 miles an hour?
How the hell do you get that fat
I don't know.
as an athlete?
He hit a home run. Jordan, he hit a home run this year for crying out
He's
loud.
just an awesome human being.
He is. I love the guy, too.
But yeah, so,
Right, so what's your prop bet?
That's my main prop tonight. But anyways, you guys touched on this guy as well. Mad Bum tonight, going up against the San Diego Padres, who just swing and miss a whole lot. Ranked in the top 10 in strikeout percentage against left-handers. I'm thinking Mad Bum tonight is an easy lock for double-digit strikeouts if you like him tonight. I'm waiting on the prop odds, obviously, to come out later tonight. But he's just primed to shut down the San Diego Padres, like you guys talked about.
Yeah.
A really offense that's struggling. They have almost a 25% strikeout rate, and Bumgarner's just mowing people down tonight. Yeah, so I really like him as a strikeout total tonight, potentially on the over, depending on where he's at tonight. And of course, I think Pete just touched on him too. Let's all just collectively fade Matt Garza tonight. Let's just take all the Reds props and on the over tonight. Doesn't matter who it is. Matt Garza has a 426 weighted on base percentage against right-handers. All the Reds right-handers tonight here against Matt Garza. And finally, one more for you, and I think you guys touched on this too. We got to talk about back to Tampa Bay again. The game itself just scares the crap out of me. Chris Archer, who knows what you're going to get out of him, even though he has been a lot better here over his last 4 starts or so. You got Gallardo on the mound. How about a little bit of fading Gallardo with a couple of Tampa Bay left-handers here? He has a weighted on base percentage of 420 against left-handers, does Gallardo. So I'm thinking, depending on who has better odds, whether it's Brad Miller, another lefty in there for the Tampa Bay Rays. I really like some of their odds tonight here, so I'm going to be taking a look at some of those, depending on what maybe there's a home run prop that's 3-1, something like that, or over 2.5 runs, hits, RBI, something like that. I think I'm looking at here for some of the Rays lefties this evening here on our final prop.
All right.
SportsBit Weekend Preview Edition with Paulie and Teddy. Loaded show. How to beat MLB out of the All-Star break. Who are the top teams in the American League now that Drew Pomerantz is a Red Sox? Big game breakdowns, and the 2016 Minnesota Vikings. Over under 9.5 wins. Check it out. SportsBit right now.
Sounds good. I'm definitely fading both Garza and Gallardo, looking to fade them long-term in the next few weeks. Both those guys are guys who might not be in the rotation by September, but as long as they are, not quite at Alfredo Simone level, but definitely in general. Looking
if you put their 2 names together, that spells ticket cashing.
It's just the problem is just Cincinnati as a favorite. It's just so
but it's DeSclafani, buddy.
I know.
Freehold, New Jersey, for crying out loud.
Again, if this was in the middle of the season, in the middle of the second half, it'd be a little bit different, but just the first game back makes me a little bit nervous. All right, Mike Brenner, we got a bunch of picks. That wraps up our show for Friday, July 15th. We'll be doing the Saturday game overnights later on today, so look out for that. And then we'll be back on Monday.
Yes, we
when
will.
We'll have a few games under our belt from the second half.
And thanks, Jordan.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.